Welcome back to the channel, and I'm just going to be carrying on with the Mx5, carrying on stripping out the inside of the engine bay. So I've got all this to take out. I'm going to basically gut it all so there's no lines or pieces left in the bay, because it's going to get painted, and we're going to be fixing up the rust, as well as chassis rails have rusted on the inside on both of them. This one is the worst though. You can see we've got big holes there, so I'm just going to be cutting that out at some point. But before I start cutting it out, I'm just going to remove everything out of here. Right, so I got pretty much everything off. I just need to get the clutch master cylinder off, and that pretty much all. I'm not going to bother taking these wires out through into the dash, because that's way too much work. I can just paint around it. I'm only really focusing on this area anyway, with all the rust. But I pretty much got everything off now. All the wires at the back are off. The whole wiring loom that ran from the battery all the way up to the fuse box here is now off the car, and now I've got room to start working on the underneath. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to just take as much rust off as I can from the engine bay, the underneath, just everywhere on the car that has some rust. I'm just going to get it grind down with a wire brush on a grinder. I'll show you what I'm going to be using. So I got a grinder with this wire brush, wire wheel, and I'm going to use that to get down to bare metal, get rid of any flakes, and also underneath where the underseal is lifting, I can easily take it off with this. Just finished grinding everything down on the engine bay and all underneath the car. So with the grinder, you can see, took away a lot of the seam seals, got down to the rust, no flaky bits anymore. Not to be worried about this because this part's getting chopped off anyway. And let's see if you can see underneath. Can't really tell. So it's all down to pretty much bare metal. Any of the parts that were rusted, most of it was all underneath the underseal, so I had to grind back the underseal to show all this rust here, but that's all surface rust now. What I'm going to do now is get some rust converter and just put it all everywhere where all the rust is. So it's this same stuff I used on the Civic I did. Nutri-Rust, there we go, finally. Nutri-Rust 661 rust converter. So you just take that, put it in a bowl or something, and then you just paint it on. So I'll put some on here already. So that's before, just you can see it's just surface rust, and then here it just turns it to black and it seals it in, so no I guess no oxygen or whatever can get to it, and then we're able to put primer over it, and then the underseal and anything else needs to do. So you can see changed it to a black coating once it's been put on, and then you can put your primer over that. So I'm just going to do that for the whole car. Get a paintbrush. Too much. Pretty much got it all done. Using the rust converter, covered all the rust pieces. So, see if you can see, probably not going to be great because the battery in the main camera died. I'm just using the GoPro. You'll probably be able to see it here anyway. See, it's all yellow, all down, or all green, and it's changing to a black like that. And then all the underneath is completed as well. So that's pretty much that. It takes about 24 hours to dry, so I can't really do anything else. Next video should be all dry, so I'll be recording tomorrow. As you can see, tomorrow I'm most likely going to be welded in new chassis rails. New chassis rails and filling in a few holes. So these chassis rails are going to be cut from here to the end. I'm going to get a big piece of metal for that. Same for this side, we need to cut that chassis rail out, and then there's a few holes here, and then there's a hole in the back right there. Not that big, so it's not that awkward, but that's about all there is for rust repairs, and most likely be doing that next after this stuff dries, and it takes 24 hours for this stuff to dry, so that's all I'm going to be doing in this video. Anyway, so that's all, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.